But first, the lockdown at the White House has been lifted following a shooting nearby. A U.S. Secret Service agent shot a man near 17th Street and East Street, right near the White House. Our Homeland Security correspondent Jeff Pegues is following the incident.
Hearing from our sources who are investigating this incident is that the man walked up to this gate, this checkpoint at the White House, and pulled out his weapon, and then the uniformed Secret Service officer fired, injuring the man. And at some point, the man was making statements. So he was talking to the investigators, the uniformed Secret Service officers, anyone who was responding there. So we don't know specifically who he was talking to, but our sources are telling us he did make statements that outlined, if you will, what he had in mind. And our sources are telling us that he was intent on dying, that he wanted to commit suicide by cop. This is what investigators are saying that the motive was here, and that at some point the man also talked about the fact, well, my source is telling me that he said something along the lines that he could have taken more lives along the mall, but he wanted to, he didn't want to do that, that he wanted to die. So he made some sort of statement saying that he could have taken lives, but instead he wanted someone to take his life. And so that's what investigators are working with right now as they try to figure out why this happened. That's what our sources are telling us. Is what motivated this man to do what he did. Again, it happened just over an hour ago now. It was near the White House, not on White House grounds, but it was a Secret Service uniformed officer who responded, who neutralized the threat, and the man has now been transported to George Washington University Hospital.
Jeff, how often does a situation like this happen where someone who, as I think the exact language was troubled, shows up to the White House in an attempt to take their life and possibly those around them?
Well, there have been several incidents of note lately. There was a man earlier this year, I believe, who threw something over a fence at the White House. That garnered a lot of attention because he was wanted in connection with a crime out west, jumped on a plane, made it to Washington. From what I remember, he jumped into a taxi and ended up at the White House at some point and threw some manifesto over the White House fence. So there was that incident, and again, it was a case where the suspect was considered to be a troubled man. And then you have many of these fence jumping incidents. So there have been incidents over the last couple of years that have garnered a lot of attention. In fact, they're trying to increase the defenses, if you will, around the White House because of all of these breaches of the White House fence. They happen. Some get more attention than others. Some other people who do it get farther into the White House grounds and complex than others. And so there have been these incidents in the past. This one, though, happened outside the White House gates.